The Master Phil in Your Corner podcast is brought to you by philross.com. Books, videos, Master Phil's survival strong living supplements, as well as self-reliance and performance enhancement presentations. It is also brought to you by the Bodybell Method, workshops and certifications, the world's only kettlebell, bodyweight, and dynamic tension system that carries continuing education credits for trainers, instructors, coaches, doctors of physical therapy, and chiropractors. In-person and virtual options are available. Please visit bodybellmethod.com. Greetings and welcome to another episode of Master Phil in Your Corner. This is episode number 137, and we will be discussing how the United States wrestling team did on the world stage. But before we get into this podcast, we've had a rough week or two with the murder of Charlie Kirk, and it's a very emotional time for many of us. And, I just wanted to take this podcast completely in a different direction, have some fun, talk about how great our teams have been doing on the world stage. And then, we still have the U23s coming up, and I hope that a lot of people get to watch it. But, we do have a repeat offender on the show. He's been on several times, and most of you know my friend Paul for his accolades, being an FBI agent, retired FBI agent, 25 years on the job, as well as an attorney. And, we usually talk about matters that are a little more of the legal nature, but, he was quite a wrestler. He wrestled for the famed Bergen Catholic High School in New Jersey, as well as Penn State. Without further ado, Paul, welcome back to the show. Tell the audience about your wrestling background, a little bit of some of the guys.
Like most wrestlers, I'd never quite achieved what I'd hoped to achieve. There's very few that have, but I do have the distinction of being the very first Bergen Catholic wrestler that was the Bergen County Athlete of the Week. Much to my teammate and state runner-up Timmy Doherty's
grin.
Still 40 years later, regret. He's still mad about that, which is great. So because he was a better wrestler than I was, or at least more accomplished. But I lost in the quarterfinals of the states when I was in high school as a senior. It's the first year I made it there. It's the New Jersey is a one division state, and back then they didn't have any wrestlebacks. So you lose, you're out. I lost to top seeded kid, Tony Gentile from Paulsboro, but I did go on to Penn State, and it was a very competitive program then, nothing like it is now. So now I don't even know if they'd let me walk on. But I walked on to Penn State. I wrestled all 4 years there. Had some great teammates. My teammate Greg Galinsky was the first 4-time All-American Penn State ever had in any sport. Alternate on the Olympic team behind Kenny Monday, who ended up getting a gold medal. Yeah. I did wrestle Kenny Monday in the 4th round of the U.S. Open one year. I didn't win, but I did actually take him down, which was very still. I took down the Olympic champ, so that was,
was good. You should have just walked off the mat.
yeah. And so I did compete into my early 30s. I wrestled in the World Police and Fire Games out in California when I was out there. Mm-hmm. I got a gold medal in the 198. I wrestled 158 in college, so got a gold medal in the 198-pound weight class for the 30 and over when I was 30. All right. And I said, that was pretty easy. Let me try the Open next year. And I missed weight, so I had to wrestle 220.
Oh, geez.
I wrestled this extremely large man from Rufus Wright. I still remember him. He was a housing authority cop from Oakland, California. And he picked up my leg, and I made it to the finals, but he picked up my leg, and it just collapsed. And I was 31. And that's my last competitive match. So I've had a couple knee surgeries since, and quite a few chewing outs for my wife. But I did have my favorite all-time wrestler, if I can indulge a little bit, So when I was a senior at, or as a junior, I think, I was at Penn State, and we had a guy by the name of Sean Finkbinder who was recruiting. Might even be my sophomore year, but Sean was the #1 recruit in the country at the time. He was a Fargo champ. Came in. I actually bumped up a couple weights to wrestle in the Penn State Open, and I was beating him by I think 8 or 9 points with about 30 seconds left, and he threw me twice to my back for 2 5-pointers. Right at the buzzer. I lost the match, and I was embarrassed to lose to a high school kid, even though he was great. And I went, and he ended up eventually coming to Penn State. He's still a good friend. And I said, Sean, I never saw that before. What the hell was that move? And I practiced it like every day for a year with him. I hit it once in practice on him. It's the only time I ever hit it. So fast forward many years later after law school, I'm in Quantico in the academy, and we had a Marine Corps captain, awesome guy, several tours in Vietnam, wounded. And he was kind of our, for lack of a better word, like our PT guy.
Yeah.
And he called me out because I was one of the bigger guys. And he had us go back to back in front of the whole class. And he said, all right, when I blow the whistle, it's on. And when I say it's on, we're going to fight. And it is the only other time I ever hit that move. His feet went 30 feet in the air and landed. And he just looked at me and he said, that was pretty good. And that was my all-time favorite wrestling memory. It has very little to do with actual wrestling, but it was good. I knocked it like a real badass Marine, threw him right on his ass.
Yeah.
And great guy. He loved me after that, and I loved him. He passed, but he was an awesome guy. Bob Rogers. I speak his name with great reverence, but that's my wrestling background. So I was a mediocre college wrestler, okay, high school wrestler, never quite. I beat a lot of good kids. I lost to a lot of very, very good people, but that's where my wrestling skills are at. So
hey, you definitely have no record to sneeze at,
Yeah.
And the fact that
anyone who's done, I think Dan Gable is quoted as saying, once you've wrestled, everything else is easy, and there's some truth to that. There's I think you may be a part of the organization as well, Wrestlers and Business Network organization.
I'm part of it. Yeah.
And there's other anecdotal evidence that wrestlers just make really good employees because they know about dedication and training, and it's a much more of an individual sport. So although there's a team aspect, you're relying on yourself when you're out there, and that self-reliance plus the teamwork aspect kind of blends well into any kind of a business model. So it's a great sport, builds foundations for everything. So.
It really does, and that's why I'm proud to be part of it. And again, as you, my accolades are not near what I wanted in wrestling, as with most of us. But it did give me a great.
You have about 95 black belts and other disciplines.
Yeah, but the thing is, it gave me that base to do everything else.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
I remember you used to come to. We used to have the regional practices at Emerson. You used to come. You're older than me. I think you'd already graduated, but you'd come back, and you were always tough to work out with. So had a mean tight waist, if I recall. So rode pretty hard. But
hey, it's we're all there. Look, we love to give back to the sport.
Yeah, that's over 40 years ago. That's how we know each other. But getting old, Phil.
The tight waist, getting old, brother. I think we passed that getting point.
Yeah. Got him. So.
Talking about the opposite side of the spectrum, let's talk about some of our U17 kids in the World Championships. Okay, we had a bunch of medals there. Actually, we as a country, we won it. If we're looking at some of our gold medals, we have Keegan Bassett.
Bo Bassett's little brother. So he's. I mean, the weight class is something ridiculous, like 45 kilos, which is like 98 pounds or something. But I think it's 2.2 pounds a kilo. So that kid's gonna be good. Oh, yeah. I think he's a freshman. I think.
Yeah, I think he's a freshman.
Well, he's gonna be real good. He already is real good, but
he's real good already.
And there's the recruiting wars going on. Bo Bassett originally committed to Iowa. Apparently had some issues with the training schedule and got in it with the coaches. He's decommitted. Yeah. But you have Keegan Bassett, and then they have an adopted brother too, who was Melvin Miller. He won the Super 32 when he was in 8th grade. So somehow that led to the Bassetts adopting him. Yeah. But whoever gets one is likely to get all three, and that's going to be They're going to be great wrestlers. They already are, but some program is going to get probably 3 for the price of 1, and it's going to be a great deal for them.
Yeah, I'm here in Nebraska.
That's a good possibility. Nebraska has a fantastic team.
They do.
The Jordan Burroughs is there a lot. I don't think he's an official coach, but he's there a lot. He's training with those guys. He's, perhaps I still love Bruce, but Baumgartner, but Bess is probably, or Burroughs is probably the most decorated U.S. wrestler ever.
No, he's not.
Number of gold medals anyway.
I don't think so.
Maybe not longevity, but he's
Actually,
really been around a lot. He's really proven himself.
Actually, I don't think so. I
say
think
again?
Bruce has more medals and more gold medals.
I don't think Bruce has more golds. I'm pretty sure that
he's got 2 Olympic golds and
2 Olympic
and 5 world golds.
I don't think I think he might be wrong.
Yeah.
I know he had Olympic gold, silver, bronze.
Yeah. I can pull it up
Bruce was amazing. And Bruce is a Bergen County, New Jersey guy.
Yeah, Well, Jordan's from
he's a Jersey guy too.
Jordan's a Jersey guy too. So
yeah.
But I think
Jersey in the house.
Bruce is I think he's our most decorated. I put it all together.
I'm pretty sure. I don't have it in front of me, but I'm pretty sure that Burroughs has more gold. But in any case, look at that level of competition and dominance. Great wrestlers.
Yeah,
and Burroughs is really helping out. I think the Nebraska pro and Nebraska in general does very well. They finished 2nd last year. It wasn't Iowa. It wasn't Oklahoma State.
Mm-hmm.
It was Nebraska. I think they have a lot of guys returning. They had a few transfers coming in. They're gonna be competitive for a long time. So.
Oh yeah. Well, I know that he's got. I think he has 2. I don't know how he's got a bunch of Pan Am, but he's got.
I know we're getting old. I mean, Bruce was in the early '80s to the early '90s. So we're probably speaking over some kids' heads that might be watching.
Yeah, like who is he? They probably know he's the president of USA Wrestling.
Yeah.
So
he's a great human. So former coach and athletic director at Edinburgh University.
Yes.
My Penn State college teammate and team captain there, Tim Flynn, who's now the head coach at West Virginia University. So.
Yeah. Well, I was involved. I got that flyer around somewhere. I was involved pretty heavily in the promotion of his event honoring him. I did all the social media.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, that's great.
So,
it's.
So
what else you got? You got to go through the U17s with me because I really didn't.
Yeah, no problem. I'll
that,
just go over real quick. We're mostly focused on our men's. Scene.
Yeah.
But I figured it'd be good to mention some of these kids because we had in the boys we had 4 golds. Ariah Mills, Sammy Sanchez, and Jaden James, another Jersey kid.
He's a Penn State commit.
Oh yeah, yep. So there you go.
Rich get richer.
Right. That's what it is. We had 2 women. No, 1 woman won a gold.
Okay.
Morgan Turner and Madison Healy took a bronze, and Aya Paoli, she took a bronze as well. But then we had the boys. Gray Burnett took a bronze. Tanner Hodgins took a bronze, and then we had Arsini Kikinu take a silver. Awesome.
Yeah. The state of men's freestyle in USA is very strong right now. We're gonna talk about the World Championship, the Senior World, which just concluded. But they had the U20 Worlds, which they used to call cadet and juniors, but they've changed all the names. And also, it's if you're under 20, I think that's what used to be cadet, and then they have under 23.
Yeah,
maybe the other way. That used to be juniors, but we had a tremendous showing at the U23s or the U20s.
Yeah, I mean, heck,
just tremendous. I particularly liked it because literally half the team was Penn State guys.
Well, and half of them, we won half the medals, the golds.
Yeah,
we won 5 golds out of 10 weight class.
5 goals. All 5 of the Penn State guys medaled. 2 golds.
Yep.
1 silver and 2 bronze, I believe. So that was. It's just the state of the wrestling is really good, and the U23s is great. Let me see if I have I did write down some of my. I don't like to look at notes, but I did have the U. Here we got the U20. Marcus Blaze,
Marcus
who is a
Blaze.
freshman at Penn State,
Yep.
61 kilos. There's a big question on what's going to happen with the Penn State lineup because he's got a red shirt available, but Braden Davis is coming off a 5th place finish in the Nationals, coming into his junior year. We don't know what he's going to do. We have the former Japanese world champion at 61 kilos, who is now at Penn State. Suko Ono. We don't know what he's doing. He may be redshirting. He may. It's a good problems to have. He may be up a weight, but Marcus Blaze, whether he starts next year or the year after, that kid is a national title contender right out of the bat, right out of high school. Tremendous. He got a gold medal. He had Luke Stanich,
stud
from D-High.
Stud.
He also got a gold medal at 65. He is awesome.
He's already beat Bo Bass.
He's certainly a national title threat, whatever. If he's 33 or 41, I think he's probably going to go 31, 33. Then PJ Duke.
I love
PJ
that.
PJ Duke is wrestling everywhere. So he qualified for the senior men's team, and he wrestled this weekend. We'll talk about that. But he was still in high school at the time he made the team. Now he's a freshman at Penn State. Also another very bad lineup. You have Tyler Kasak at 57 pounds. Who will probably be the #1 ranked guy, if not #2, to behind the Nebraska kid who won it that way, going into nationals next year. And there's speculation that he wouldn't beat PJ Duke right now. So we don't know whether PJ Duke has a red shirt, but does the kid want to? These are first world problems that Penn State is suffering from. I think we joked around about we could do a podcast on with Penn State's second team.
How they place it in
nationals. Still run away with nationals, and I think there's a really good shot that they would.
They can make top 10. I think they can make top 10.
No, they would be top 3 easy. They'd be title contenders, I think. So what would you do? You got we'll talk about Luke Lillendahl. That guy. He's 3rd place finish as a freshman. Who do you got behind him? I don't know. You have it's crazy. It's crazy. So
I know.
But we'll go through the U20 some more. You got PJ Duke, gold medal. Max McAnally. He is my favorite non-Penn State wrestler. Minnesota guy, absolute monster.
Stud.
He is just so tough.
I can't wait to see him
and Ferrari.
Oh my God, two really good guys.
Don't count. I mean, Penn State still has Rocco Welsh, who took 2nd as a freshman for Ohio State,
and
redshirted last year and now transferred in.
I love that finals match with him and Starachi.
Zach Ryder, who was expected to be the Penn State 184 pound, he went with David Taylor over to Ohio State. Any one of those 4 guys, any one of them could win. My money's on McElhaney.
What a weight class, though.
But it's by far, in my opinion, the toughest weight class. So
next year,
so McElhaney took a gold.
I like that.
Justin Rademacher also got a gold. I don't even know much about him.
What a beast! This
came out of nowhere, sort of.
Well, he really did. His backstory is he improved so much in the past 2 years. 2 years ago, he was kind of like a regular, good, very good, but not upper echelon. Now he's burst onto the scene. I mean, he's a beast.
Then you had another Penn State guy, Will Henkel, who everybody talks about the recruits at Penn State. They have Marcus Suko. Oh no, they have Lillendahl, who's a multiple-time age group world gold medalist. PJ Duke, everybody talks about those guys, and people forget a little about Will Henkel. The guy just took a silver in the world. He was a prep national champ, just took a silver in the world. That kid is good. So and he's another guy that he's probably around 174. Penn State has, we're going to talk about in a second, the senior world silver medalist Levi Haynes there. So but Levi Haynes I think is his last year of eligibility. So there may be room for Henkel, but that room is just so loaded.
I know. And what about the Mirasola brothers?
The Mirasola twins, they both took bronze. Connor Mirasola as a world bronze medalist and a multiple-time state champ, I don't know where he fits in the lineup.
I know.
Josh Barr took
Yeah.
second in NCAA and he was hurt.
Yeah.
And he just won something else, one of the worlds things.
Something.
But like he was U23s on a U23 world team.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know if Connor beats him. And then, his brother was moving up to heavyweight. There's been some rumors that he was going to try to suck down to 84 because he's not that big. But then you got Rocco Welch there.
Yeah.
So like I said, first world problems in the Penn State room, but whoever they put out is going to be damn tough. So.
Well, you remember Rocco's finals against Carter?
Yeah, it was 2-0, I think.
Yeah, that was like a dog.
And that was the year Carter was hurt, but that
still,
yeah.
Hey, it was a dogfight.
It was a dogfight. That kid is tough. So, and he's another. There's PJ Duke is why am I going to blank on his name? KJ, I think. No, what do they call the coach? Silly of me. They all PJ Duke and Rocco Welch. They have the same high school club coach.
I know.
Who they all love.
They all worked out with Yanni though, didn't they? In his basement.
Well, PJ Duke's from New York, and he was friends with Yanni's brother. He's about 8 years younger than him. Beat him in the final X for the world team spot. Yeah, so crazy. Pretty good stuff. This and anyway, the state of USA wrestling is very good right now. If you want to run very quick through the U23s that's coming up, and then we can talk about.
We'll go there. Yeah, so to prep people. And then I got a special order I want to do on the for the seniors.
Okay, sounds good. Reason. So the U23 team, it's in Serbia, October 20th through 26th. Got, like I said, Luke Lillendahl, Penn State sophomore, multiple time age group gold medalist. He's our representative at 57 kilos, 125 pounds. Jax Forrest, who we haven't talked about yet.
Yeah,
Jax Forrest is in high school.
Yeah.
And the kid is tremendous. And we're going to also talk about him in another minute because he was on the senior team as well.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
He unbelievable. The talent that kid has. And he's an Oklahoma State commit, but he's still in high school.
Yeah. Let's talk about that for a second. Okay. I'm going to paint this picture for you. Now, Jax Forrest, we're going to get more into him, but he took 5th in the senior worlds. Okay.
Yeah, he lost in the bronze medal match. We'll explain that then in the
elimination. And I'll tell you what, he could have won, and he could have been in the finals easily.
It was a very controversial match for the bronze medal too. So.
Yes, it was very. I watched it several times. Very could have gone either way. So, but let's think. Here you got.
He made a Bo Bassett and Melvin Miller and
right. And there's a kid that's going to be in some high school room, and his coach, hey, you're going to wrestle varsity tomorrow. Oh, your first time. Yeah. I'm psyched. Yeah, well, you're wrestling Jax Forrest.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to wrestle some high school kid who maybe it's his first or second year on a mat.
Oh, I know. And the thing about Jax Forrest, too, like, you remember, in order to make the team, he beat Vito Arujá. Yeah. Now, Vito Arujá, I don't know if anyone else has ever done this. He may be the first person. But his dad was an Olympic gold medalist, or I think a world champion, world champion, and Vito was a world champion, I think 2 years ago.
Yep.
So you beat, as a high school junior, I think he was at the time when the trials were, he beat a world champion, NCAA champion, world champion to make the team. And Vito, if you remember his run, it was dominating in the world championship.
Yep.
And in the national finals, another guy we'll hopefully get to talk about, Roman Bravo Young, was a 2-time defending national champ, and Vito took him to task to win his national title. So, I mean, for a guy like Jax Forrest, still in high school, to come out and do that, just tremendous. And Oklahoma State's going to get a lot of championships out of him, I think.
Oh, my God. It's so exciting.
So, but then they have another young guy, Marcus Blaze.
Yep.
He's on Penn State guy as well now.
Yep.
PJ Duke.
Messenbrink.
You're noticing a few names here.
Yep.
7 out of the 10 U23 guys are Penn Staters. So the state of overall wrestling freestyle for the USA team, I think, bodes very well. But for Penn State in particular, the rumors of their demise with some off the mat issues over the summer, and some David Taylor leaving and taking a lot of guys with him. The rumors of the denies are greatly exaggerated, I think. So
yeah. Well, here. Look, people always want to see the mighty fall.
This is true. This is true.
And listen, I'm not a Penn State guy. I mean, I love Penn State, but I didn't go.
Yeah.
I'm a Maryland guy.
Yeah.
We're not even an also ran, but it's okay.
Yeah.
But
you did have a great Penn State coach for a while there.
Yeah. But I have, but I have ultimate respect and for Penn State and Cal Sanderson and for what they've done. I mean, look, you have to look at it. If this was any other sport, he'd be canonized as a saint.
Yeah, I think it's at the last, the 1 year they didn't do the nationals because of COVID.
Yeah.
So at the last, where they actually had a national championship, I think they've won 12 out of the last 14.
11 out of 13, I think.
11 to 13. Okay, there you go. So
11 out of 13.
They lost one year. Iowa won, but that's the year that Spencer Lee won.
Yep.
Everybody else in Iowa sort of underperformed what they expected them. And Penn State had 4 national champs. So like when you went to the finals, Penn State finished a close second. It didn't feel like they'd lost that year.
Yeah.
And then the only other year besides Cale's first in 2010 is when they basically redshirted their whole. They redshirted Zane Rutherford. They redshirted Bo Nickel. They redshirted Nolf. So that they call it the punt year. Sometimes they still took 6. So I mean, their run over the last 15 years since Sanderson arrived from Iowa State has just been unbelievable. So
unbelievable. So,
and as an Iowa hater, they get further and further behind now, with Nebraska on the rise and Oklahoma State doing tremendous things. So it just warms my heart.
You got Nebraska.
Sorry, anyone that's watching in Iowa.
Because we got Nebraska and Oklahoma State.
Yeah, and other teams, and we'll talk about like Virginia Tech has got a
Virginia
Tech has got a, I don't know, they had a fantastic recruiting class. I don't know that they're wrestling many of those guys. The Ivy League, it's not an NCAA rule, but it is an Ivy League rule that they don't allow red shirts because it's supposed to be academics.
They do the gray shirt thing.
So they get around it, that their whole entire freshman team usually enrolls at the Finger Lakes Wrestling Club and takes a couple classes at the community school, and it's basically a redshirt year. So they had a tremendous incoming class. I think they're redshirting a lot of them.
Yeah. I think it's a gray shirt.
But
it's a gray shirt.
Stuff. There's another guy I've never heard of, an NAIA school from Grandview that's on the U23 team. Garavus, I can't even say it, Kababakialo, but he seems to have come out of nowhere to make the U23 team.
I don't know much about that.
97 kilos. I think that's like 213.
It's 213, Kyle Snyder's weight. Yeah.
And then I think we had Josh Barr, we already mentioned, at 92 kilos. And then I think Daniel Herrera, who was pressed into action at Iowa State this year as a freshman. They had a Cuban guy that was, ranked in the top 3-ish that got hurt.
Yeah.
So he was expected to redshirt. He had to step in before he was really ready. He was a national qualifier. I think he won about 24 matches, had 10 or 12 losses. But very tough kid.
Yeah.
Lost in the Fargo finals to Rocco Delgado last year. My favorite. So I've known Rocco since he was born. His dad was a 3-time All-American at Kentucky back when the SEC used to have wrestling.
Yeah.
Good. Rocco's one of the guys sitting out at Cornell right now. So legitimately like 270 pounds. The kids are gonna be something. So that's our U23 team. We talked about the U20, the results they had. Anthony Knox is also a Cornell guy. He didn't place. He didn't have a great tournament, but
no, he didn't.
The rest of them just really looked good. I think he's the only one that didn't place.
I think 2 didn't play. I think we won 8 medals.
Okay. Because you had 61, 65, 70, 86.
Yeah, we won
87, 79, 92, 125. Yeah, there's another one I'm missing that didn't place.
Yeah. So
anyway, that's the youngsters.
Yeah.
Mostly, but we're still talking. I'm going to very quickly summarize the Greco-Roman and the women.
Okay, yeah.
Greco-Roman, which concluded today, the USA had 0 people medal. and finished. I looked at two different sources, either 24th or 18th place. So not a very good showing again for men's Greco-Roman.
Wait, let's. Why is that?
There's just not an emphasis on. I know when things have changed with the availability of clubs and all, but I know like there was a lot of trepidation when we were wrestling for people to do freestyle and Greco, because like, I don't know how to do it. And a lot of the coaches did. I've never done it before. But like wrestling's wrestling, and you can figure it out. And if you just, the more mat time you get, the more matches you get, the better you're going to get. I had a pretty lackluster sophomore year in high school. I was about 500. I lost in the districts. And I did like 35 matches over the summer. I went to every tournament. I was working out. There really were no clubs at the time. There was one in Edison, the Light Tower Wrestling Club.
Yep.
I used to drive down an hour and a half to Edison, and like John Bott from North Bergen, Alan Pasquale.
I know John. I know those guys very well.
John Monaco used to be there.
Yeah.
And between my sophomore year and junior year, I was a completely different wrestler. And that was just because I got mat time. I wrestled a bunch of freestyle.
Yeah.
I ended up taking third in the freestyle states.
Nice.
I was losing one match 11-0. They used to have 3-minute and then a 1-minute break. I think they went back to that now.
Yes.
So during the 1-minute break, I got really, really mad, and I tied up the match. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious, and there's still no match. I got hit with a back suplex. I was out when I hit. But ended up taking third. But anyway, just the mat time is what helps. And now it's different. Kids get, you see some of these high school wrestlers, they have 200 matches. We never had anything close to. If someone made it to the 100-win club, that was a tremendous achievement. But now you do these tournaments, the Super 32 and the Beast of the East, and the one out in California, the whatever it is,
There's all kinds.
So the kids get a lot
Powerade. There's Powerade. There's all kinds.
Of that. Yeah. Disney tools and all, even that. That's just mat time. That's which is great. Yeah. But you get better at wrestling by wrestling. So. That just really, really does it. So that didn't take long to cover the Greco-Roman. Unfortunately, we really need to emphasize that more or something. So it's just the United States, they really never, other than Wiengartner, that tremendous upset he had years ago over the
with Belarus. McAfari,
McAfari, he's a Paramus High School guy.
Yeah.
Then there was, I think he was a refugee from Iran. So
yeah.
And then there was he's going to be mad at me when I don't remember. There was another one around our age. I know there was a Greco-Roman world champion.
Chris Catalfo made the Olympics.
That was in Greco. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, Pascack Hills High School, Northern New Jersey.
Yeah.
Multiple time state champion. So
he used to.
That kid
used to throw me around a lot. High school.
Yeah.
I learned Greco from him.
There you go. So I think kids have a trepidation for, and then there's other things going on in the world. Not everybody wants to dedicate their whole life to wrestling. The ones that do really should do it. Yeah. I know there's a couple kids coming up. The Rainey brothers.
Those kids
are very tough at Greco.
Yeah.
I don't know about these. I know nothing about the age group Grecos. I think they're probably competitive in that.
Mm-hmm.
They're not on the senior team, but in any case. We have that. The women is also unfortunately going to take a very short time.
Yeah.
So the United States did not do well. 5th place overall.
Yeah.
Japan won, North Korea, Russia, China, and then the U.S. The Helen Maroulis, former Olympic gold medalist, she did win gold medal.
She's only
Helen.
She's a senior. Senior.
It's the senior. Like this was the just if you concluded today, I believe she might have won yesterday, but
she won I think it was yesterday.
But she won. But I think that women they do different weight classes on different days.
Yeah.
So anyway, Helen won. Interesting thing, there's a lot of controversy these days about the biological man competing in women's sports and all that stuff. Helen, a very attractive biological woman, competed in men's sports in high school in Maryland, and I know where you went to college. She was 5th in the boys' states in Maryland, so that girl could wrestle even against the boys. And I know she has 1 Olympic gold medal. She might have 2 and multiple.
I think she got 2.
So she won again. So she's still keeping up the faith of her wrestling.
Yeah, I think she
and that was it. We had 2 bronzes. Kennedy Blades, who she's been around for a little bit. She got a bronze, and then Kylie Welker, who I honestly can't say I know much about, but she also got a bronze. So we only had 3 medals out of 10 weights for the women. Not a particularly great performance. I think only one other woman made the bronze match and lost. So that didn't take long to cover them.
No, it didn't.
Now you can go through the men's senior freestyle.
All right.
Yeah, wait, you want to start?
We'll start from the bottom here with Real Woods. Yeah.
Okay.
Real Woods took a bronze and 65 kilograms. Had some really good matches. It was a lot of fun to watch him go at it. He won several in dominating fashion.
He did. If I can, take a gratuitous shot at Iowa. So, Real Woods went to Stanford, and I think because of the COVID year and stuff, he had graduated, and then he transferred to Iowa, where I think he took second. I don't think he won.
He didn't win. He lost in the finals.
Iowa has the Hawkeye Wrestling Club. The main character of note on that is Olympic silver medalist Spencer Lee. Real Woods didn't stick around. He's in Michigan, training.
Yep.
And I think Sergey Beloglazov is still there. He's an R-era guy, the great Russian wrestler. I think he's still part of the Cliff Clean wrestling club. You got Sean Barnett out there.
Yes,
they're just doing it. Michigan is consistently doing a really good job, and they have an excellent RTC. So something they never had before. They used to have the Colorado Springs, and people would go up to Colorado to train for the Olympics, but there wasn't the financial support. People had to get jobs. That's why Chris Campbell came back at 36 years old, because he's a lawyer. The guy is working with his glasses on and going to court with his briefs, and he's like, "Oh, I got to go to wrestling practice so I can try to make the Olympics at 36 years old, because you stole it from me in 1980 when we boycotted." So it's different now. They have these regional training centers, the RTCs. They're sponsored by USA Wrestling. They're clubs sponsoring them, and they're sort of competing RTCs now. When David Taylor left Penn State, he really emphasized much more than John Smith, tremendous wrestler, one of the greatest wrestlers ever, great coach, had 4 national champions at Oklahoma State, but he'd been there a long time, and I think it was a good move to have. He's a year younger than me. At 60 years old, it's just harder to coach. It's harder to get. You can't get on the mat and show it to kids as much. Although John still did. You have multiple hip replacements and knee replacements, your shoulder, and you're trying to wrestle with the kids. And I think high level coaching really is, for the most part, especially with the assistant coaches, a younger man's game. So when they brought David Taylor in there, he said, "Listen, we got to do what we're doing at Penn State. Penn State has the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club. They have tremendous. Like, you walk in that room, you got Kyle Dake, 4-time NCAA champ, Olympic bronze medalist, twice, I think. So,
Twice.
Like he has a world gold medal as well, I believe. Might have 2. Beat Jordan Burroughs to make the team. Tremendous. He's in the room. Kyle Schneider, who we're going to talk about, he's Olympic gold medalist, and he's been on 10 straight world teams, and he's just got a gold medal. Absolutely. And those are the guys who aren't from Penn State, but the guys from Penn State. You had David Taylor in there until last year. Olympic gold medalist.
And we got Carter Starachi there now too.
Carter Starachi there now. He's back. Despite some alleged off the mat issues and a short suspension, he's back in the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club, from what I understand. Moving up a weight to 87 kilos, which is tough, because we're going to talk about that weight. That's going to be a tough draw for anybody. So the club thing. So Iowa doesn't seem to have the emphasis, and this is my perception as an Iowa hater from long back, that they emphasize the Hawkeye Wrestling Club as much. They're about the college team. Michigan is doing the RTCs. Oklahoma State's doing the RTCs. Penn State's doing the RTCs. Wolfpack Wrestling Club over in Virginia Tech, they're doing a tremendous RTC. They got a world champion out of it. And it just, it's like I said, some of it's perception, but it just doesn't seem like they have the emphasis there. and I think that hurts them with the recruiting, because a lot of these kids now, you see them, they're young, and they're not waiting. They don't want to wait till they're done with college or whatever else. They want to be in there with these world level wrestlers every day, and they want to go win world championships now. Marcus Blaze wants to win now. Jax Forrest wants to win now. PJ Duke wants to win now. They're not waiting.
Yeah.
So like, you have to be able to appeal for these guys when you're recruiting. The Bassetts, whatever didn't work out at Iowa, my understanding it had something to do with the RTC training, that they wasn't going to be available to them. There may be some rules in there that, because they're still in high school and they live more than 250 miles away, it might have been some stuff with that. But you have to emphasize those RTCs if you want to get those top level recruits, because that's what they want.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Real left went to Michigan and had a great tournament. So
I'm going to actually liken that to, if you want to have a good high school team, you have to have a good feeder program.
Yes, exactly.
And the coach has to be the head coach of the wrestling.
It's almost the opposite, but
but you need that. You need that feeder, and these guys need that. And
absolutely.
You have to establish those relationships and get that good room going, both in both the RTC or the junior wrestling and the high school or the college team.
Absolutely. And I don't know if it's been that way. Like, so 84 was a weird year because in retaliation for Jimmy Carter's ridiculous boycott, because the Russians invaded Afghanistan. Gee, we did that too. We boycotted the 1980 Olympics, which were in Moscow, which was caught. Gene Mills is still kind of pissed off about that. I don't blame. I know a friend of ours. I think he would have won. He beat Anatoly Beloglazov that year. I think Metzger was on that team, another good friend of ours. So this just, in any case, the Russians did it back to us when the Olympics was in LA.
Yeah. And
then Dan Gable was the coach, and a lot of Iowa guys ended up on the team. There was a lot of lawsuits and things about that, some crazy wrestle off things. But if you take away the 84 Olympics, and then where there were multiple gold medalists, Iowa hasn't had a gold medalist. They had Tom Brands, the head coach now, and you have to go back to 1960 prior to that, if you take out 84. So like, they really, haven't had this tremendous tradition of the freestyle wrestling. Some Iowa fans are going to put some very nasty comments in your thing here, but that's the way I view it. And they just, Brands is, and Terry Brands got a bronze. I know, took that very hard apparently. But so it's interesting what's going on now with it's a very different wrestling landscape. The kids are much more prepared, younger. The first true wrestling club that I'm aware of is Ernie Monaco's The Edge, and that was 1984 when I was in my third year at Penn State. So like, so that now they're everywhere. Anywhere you go, you have to have a club team. Up by us, they have Olympic, where you have, and it's several other good clubs. Where you have
Apex.
Florian Guinea was Romanian national champion, a Division III, multiple-time national. He runs a great program.
Actually, when he first started, I was sending my guys to him.
He's great. He's fun. He keeps it fun.
Yeah.
My son is a little on the spectrum here. I tried to do wrestling, didn't work out great. He liked Florian's practice. He kept them fun and light. But he really emphasized technique, and he's a good technician. And there's other great clubs up there in northern New Jersey. But Ernie, from my understanding, Ernie Monaco is really the one that got that started back.
Well,
now they're everywhere.
Yeah, Ernie and I were on a team together.
Okay.
The state freestyle Greco team. The one that went to Shippensburg, we were on a team together. Yeah,
nice.
Became very friendly. Nice. Yeah. And
actually, his brothers were all American wrestlers.
I know his brother John coaches with me at Bergen. He's been there for
he coached up at Bergen for a while. Coached at Dumont. I think he went to.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's still at Dumont or if he's still at Bergen.
No. He's retired from teaching at Dumont, but he's at Bergen Catholic still.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does a great job. Yeah, I got a lot better when, like I said, when I was wrestling with him a lot when we were at
he was a hammer.
We'd go to Uppsala College too.
Yeah.
But so yes, these kids, they want to compete right out of the box, and they can. You see that.
Yeah.
You got high school. I think. Someone can fact check me in your comments, but the last high school kid that I remember on a freestyle world team was one of the Jimmy Carr. I think it was either 72 or 7. I think it was 72. That's the last high school kid I remember making a world team. I think he lost in the bronze medal match, I believe. But the cars were his nephew, was very competitive in the senior world champions now. But you had, Nate Carr, Joe Carr, Fletcher Carr. I don't know how many. There's a lot of cars.
It's like a car dealership.
Yeah. I think most, if not all of them, went to Iowa State.
Yeah.
And they just tremendous technicians. They really, really understand wrestling, and they're man of God and faith, which is I think helps guide them in their competitive nature.
There was something as you were talking kind of hit me. How good our freestyle is, and how poor the Greco.
I mean, that one guy made the medal rounds.
Yeah. I gotta think it's got to be this: that more people do the freestyle because it's more applicable to folk style than Greco.
Yeah. It is more for sure. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's probably good.
I think that's maybe, but the thing is, like, I had one of my kids I train on, Gideon Gonzalez. Kid's a stud. Fargo, he took 5th in freestyle, and
it's Pete's nephew, right?
Yeah. And
Pete Gonzalez is a great wrestler. So
yeah, fantastic.
So.
And he won 1st in Greco, and he only started doing Greco this year. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's the one advantage too. Like, if you're looking to break out, because there's not a history of Americans being competitive and great. If you get pretty good at it, you're going to beat everybody, because not that everybody else is that good at it. So something for a kid to think about is, hey, I'm not going to make the freestyle team. I can't beat Marcus Blaze. Like, hey, maybe I can do Greco.
Right. So I'm saying, like, there's no shame in that. I don't know why people don't try to do both.
Yeah. I did a little bit of it. I liked it because I liked
it too.
I liked 84 Olympic trials, right? So, like, I don't know how to do Greco. And I did the match the tournament was at East Stroudsburg.
Yeah.
They had one of the Olympic qualifiers. And in order to, you had to place top 2 to get to the qualifiers. So they had Greco and freestyle on the same day. So I'm doing it. And I ended up losing in freestyle. I didn't make it, but I think I won 2 matches. But the Greco, I end up I'm getting my butt kicked in the semifinals, but it's the only move I think I could still do, because I can't bend down enough to do a double leg or anything. But I always had a good headlock. I learned, I pinned a lot of good guys with it. Like the first move you learn in 7th grade, I think I could still do that. I did it in a fight once, so I think I could still do it. So, like, I'm getting and I pin, and in Greco, it's all up. So I hit a guy and I pin him, and then if you made the one style to the next one, you could do both. You just had to qualify. Well, then you're allowed. So I got to go to. It was in I think Ashtabula, Ohio, for the next qualifier, which was awesome. So so
that was pretty cool.
It was fun. Didn't win.
Hey, but you made it.
Yeah, but it was very, very, very cool. But Greco is great. So Real Woods. We'll go real quick. Quarterfinals, round of 16, he had a technical fault. They call it technical superiority, and it's basically the mercy rule.
It's a mercy rule.
It's
10-point differential.
10 points. Used to be 12.
Yeah.
It's 10. So in college style, it's 15, but it's 10. So he won. The guy was from MDA. I don't know where that is. Moldavia. I don't even know where that is. Anyway, and then he beat the crap out of the Iranian, which is Iran's ended up winning the world championship. They got a tremendous team.
Yep.
They always do. But he
tough.
beat the crap out of that guy, technical fall. I'm lying. He lost to that guy by that. He got crap beat out of him by the Iranian.
Yeah, the crap. Okay, that makes sense, because I think he.
And then in high school tournaments and collegiate tournaments, if you lose, there's a consolation bracket. You drop automatically the consolation, and then you can wrestle back for 3rd.
It's different in freestyle.
It's different in freestyle. Whoever you lost to has to make the finals. So they have to win in the semifinals. And then it pulls you back, and they call it repertoire.
Yeah.
And then you have to win a couple matches, and then because whoever that person beat all gets pulled back in. And then there's 2 bronze medal matches.
Right.
So 2 people get the bronze.
So there's no 4th.
And then if you lose, you're 5th place.
5th, yeah.
So
you lose
that's
twice
how they
by
do
losing
it.
once. You lose twice by losing once.
Yeah. But he came all the way back, and he won a very close match against Canadian for the bronze.
Well, yeah, well, that Canadian was really an Iranian.
Was he? Yeah. Yeah.
Canada.
Was
Yeah. He moved to Canada.
Piman Biambani. Yeah. So
Yeah, he moved to Canada and he got qualified this year to wrestle in the Worlds. Yeah.
it's probably my bias, but I would think living in Canada is probably a little better than living in
Hey,
Tehran under the
yeah,
mullahs.
yeah.
But all right, what order are we going?
Now we got Levi, another Penn State guy.
We go Levi Haynes. So
Yeah, we'll
so
go
Levi
with
Haynes,
silver.
Penn State guy, going to be a senior. Freshman, 157 pounds, took second in nationals.
Yep.
Sophomore year, he won.
Yep.
Last year, junior, he moved up 2 weight classes and
Yep.
did not look small.
No,
Just a
he was
beast.
like a monster.
But he ended up another, Penn State connection there. David Taylor coached up Dean Hamidi,
Yep.
who Haynes, I think, would have beat the crap out of a year before. And Hamidi just looked great in the national.
He looked great.
Hit Haynes with a David Taylor ankle pick right off the whistle that was totally scouted. And that was basically the only it was a close match.
Close match, yeah.
But he couldn't break through Hamidi's defense after that, and Hamidi looked great, won a national championship. But Levi will be back.
Yep.
And he had a great tournament. He beat the guy from Brunei. I don't know anything about Brunei. I've always heard the Sultan of Brunei was supposedly the world's richest man for most of our life, but before Elon. But he beat the Sultan's spawn there. He beat the South Korean. He beat the Russian, and now the Russians' stupid politics enters into wrestling all the time, like we just talked about with 80 and 84. So because of the war in the Ukraine, they won't let the Russians compete under the Russian flag.
Right.
So he was the UWW team, whatever. So he's the Russian, and Levi beat him in the quarterfinals, 3-2, very close. Lot of hand fighting in that match. That was a really, really great match for Levi. In the semifinals, he did drop a 4-1 decision that he looked good in to guy from Mongolia.
Was that the finals, the Mongol? I think
No, that was the semis. Soldku. Oh, he won that one. He won that one. What am I talking about? Yeah, he won that one.
Because he only lost in the finals.
He only lost in the finals to the Greek guy, 3-2.
He
Very
lost to the Greek.
match.
Yeah, that was a tough match. He lost to the
That
Greek
was a very
guy.
tough match. So I mean, that was a great performance for Levi there too. So and then he's another one. He's wrestling in the U23s again. So he's going to come back and represent the USA in another month over in Serbia.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
With his 6 Penn State teammates.
Wow, that's crazy. And then we have another just legend in the sport, Kyle Snyder.
Yeah, well, Kyle Schneider is an interesting one. So, I'll touch on it a little bit because I think it's unfair not to. He had some legal ethical problems early this year, which shocked a lot of people because he's a guy who kind of wears his faith on his sleeve.
Yeah.
And it surprises people when someone like that falls short. But he short suspension was lifted. He took care of his legal problems. Everything is resolved. He's back in the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club room. He talked about after the match when he won the gold again, about his journey back to faith from having fallen. So I wish I did. I don't have Charlie Kirk's faith. I don't have yours. I certainly, but we all fall short of the glory of God.
Listen, I'm no Charlie.
Dinner, and I think he's faced it to a good extent. From what I hear, he's really working on things with his family, which should be the number one thing. But man, he looked like his old form. He avenged a couple losses from the last Olympics.
Yes, he looked better. You know when he looked better? Especially, we really impressed me in that semifinal bout.
Yeah, that was a tough bout. So just physical, he just powered through. There were a couple like a switch-re-switch position where it was 50-50, and it was
just scrambled out of it.
Powered through it. So
I mean, I've never seen him scramble like that before.
Yeah. He just now you think he's been around. This is his 10th world team.
Yeah.
So you want to be like he's got to be getting. No, he's 29 years old.
He's only
Like
29.
he made a team when he was 18, 19 years old.
He won the
And
Worlds at
I don't know how many
19.
medals. He's got Olympic gold. He's got Olympic silver. He's
Yeah.
got. I don't know. I think he says he wants to stick around at least one more, two more Olympic cycle. It's not out of the realm of possibility. He's not that old.
No.
You think he should be like I don't know. Burroughs is 33.
Yeah, 34.
I think Dake is 33 or something. Like they're getting older.
Yeah.
Your body, but he's not that old, so he could really stick around for two more cycles. But he's another. He looked tremendous.
Yep.
More power to him for getting his life and his. But he avenged. I know one loss from last year's. It might have been
the semifinals. He avenged that loss. He won.
So his run beat the Iranian in the finals 3-2.
Yep.
And I think the semifinal guy from Japan, he destroyed. I think that's the one he lost.
That's the guy he lost to him.
Yeah.
Before. Yeah.
So just a tremendous run. Beat the Polish.
Wait, roll back to the Japanese guy. The Japanese guy. He's actually half Iranian. He's half Iranian.
Is he? Okay, yeah.
His dad was
Arash. Yeah, his first name's Arash. That sounds like a Farsi name. So
I think there's a family member. Well, that was a wrestler in Iran too.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one.
I don't know what it is about Iran. They have a tremendous history of wrestling. I think it goes back a couple thousand years.
It goes back. The Persians.
No, but they just really and they edged out the USA for the team title, but the USA had a good showing. So
I know. Hey, listen, if Wyatt Hendrickson had even won a couple of matches, we'd have won.
Yeah. Now you talk about things that are going on in Oklahoma State, and Taylor doing a good job, and Hendrickson's one. So Wyatt Hendrickson, Air Force Academy. I had to think about which academy for a minute. Air Force Academy had great runs. He'd be pinning everybody, and then he'd fall short a little bit in the nationals every year. Because of the COVID year, he graduated the Air Force Academy, but he still had a year of eligibility left. Right. The Air Force granted him a waiver and allowed him to compete in the NCAA, and then go into the Armed Forces Elite Athlete Program after that, which is what he's in now. But he's still training in Oklahoma State. In the NCAA finals, he had a great run where he knocked off the former Olympic champ, Gable Steveson. Tremendous match with the president Matt's side, and all of that. But he didn't have a good tournament. He did not look good. He got basically to the rush. The UWW. He got a technical fault, 14-4. He just got. Then that guy lost, so he didn't get pulled back into the repertoire constellation. So he just
got nothing.
We all have a bad match, but I don't know. He just didn't look good.
Yeah,
it happens.
Yeah,
as far as I know, it's really that I don't remember him on maybe somebody else can correct me. I don't remember him like on the junior circuit with the like the U20s, and I don't remember. So I don't know how much freestyle experience he really has. I'm not sure. So
no, I don't know. I don't know anything about his freestyle.
Yeah. And he'll be back. I'm sure he's going to get better. So,
of course, he's.
What people forget too, tremendous victory that he had over Gabe Stevens. But Gabe Stevens was out of wrestling for 2 years. He's playing football. He was doing all those things. I really don't want to take anything away from him because he's a great Henderson. He's a great wrestler, but I don't think he was the same level that he was at 2-3 years ago. Because he's been out of the sport.
Yeah,
and he dominated people still, but he's a tremendous. But it's different, and I'm going to show my bias again. But Kirklovich from Penn State, former national champion, who has kind of owned Wyatt Hendrickson in the past, was very badly hurt.
Very hurt. Yeah.
It's not why he lost. He won't use that as an excuse. Mm-hmm. Hendrickson beat him fair and square. Looked good doing it. Yep. But that's Kirklovich is going to be back.
Oh yeah.
That way, and we don't know what Gabe Stevenson's going to do. I think he had an MMA fight the other night.
Yeah, he did. He
beat up some guy.
Yeah. Wait, don't forget about Mason Paris either.
Mason Paris. I think I just saw.
Yeah, he's wrestling.
One really cool thing about wrestling right now, they're trying to start these programs. There's two of them right now. There's the Real American Freestyle, which just put on a tremendous event.
Yep.
Then my old Penn State teammate All-American. Eric Brugel is one of the founders of Claw Wrestling.
Claw, yep.
And they're trying to do some stuff where they trying to make the rules a little different, appeal to the fans. And I think they've had some success. They have some events coming up. Eric's doing a good job with that.
Yeah, well, the things
So there's some opportunities for guys to make some money too now.
Yeah.
Which there never was.
Yeah, no, there wasn't. Now the thing is that Mason Parrish is going to wrestle Kyle Snyder.
That's what it was. Schneider. Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Him and Schneider.
Schneider's small. No, that weighs 213. And he's only like 5'10". He's a fair. I've met him a bunch of times. He's a fair amount shorter than me. So in Paris is a big boy.
Oh, he's big. He's like 6'4", right? He's pretty big.
And he was like a All-American hurdler or something.
Hurdler,
like tremendous.
He's
like
an athlete.
270 pounds and he's leaping over hurdles. So just
it's like, go figure. I mean, come on.
Yeah, tremendous athlete.
Well,
did he have a run at NFL? Did he try that?
I think there was some rumors that he was going to go there. Because he's got the size and he's got that.
He's big enough.
Football.
Gabe Stevenson tries it. Gabe Stevenson's not big enough. He's another guy. They list him as 6 foot. I've stood next to him. I'm taller than him.
Yeah.
And he's what is he? I think they have him 6'1" even, but I'm 6 foot and 265 as an interior lineman. That's small.
That's small. I mean, I think MMA. Look, and it's funny because they were like people were bashing him for MMA because the guy he fought. It's his first fight.
First match. Yeah, what are you going to do? You beat whoever's in front of you,
Exactly. I mean,
people do that to Bo Nickel too. He got beat up one match. That guy was a former champion from another division.
That guy's great.
Yeah, the sports are hard. People punch in the face. It's hard. Look at Aaron Pico from years ago. Aaron Pico, like tremendous high school, one of the best high school wrestlers ever coming out.
Yep.
Just tremendous. Beat Zane Rutherford a bunch of times. Just tremendous wrestler. He went into MMA and he can fight too. He's a good guy. Gets hit in the jaw and he's out cold, because like one good shot.
It's all it takes.
Okay, how tough you are. Somebody gets through, So he's had a tough MMA career. I know he's a little bit on a comeback, I think, or.
Oh, I think he's going to take.
Did he just lose another match? I don't know if he won it. I know he just had another one.
Yeah, he was dominating, but he has a classic mistake. What he does, when he gets the guys, he just starts punching and forgets about his defense.
Yeah.
And the guy just caught him with a spin elbow and bang.
Yep.
It was an ugly knockout.
I remember seeing it. Yeah. So
ugly. I was watching it. It was ugly.
Yeah. But sports are hard. Right? Even wrestling. Look at these great wrestlers get caught, get pinned.
Yeah.
Spencer Lee and the NCAA. So
it happens.
It happens. He was dealing with injuries. We'll be fair to him. So.
So everyone is. I mean,
he's an Iowa guy.
Yeah.
Great wrestler.
Oh yeah.
Decent kid too, I think. So.
Yeah.
Nice. Always.
Great ambassador.
Spend a lot of time doing autographs for kids and everything.
Yeah, great ambassador for sport.
He is.
Now we're going to call up a guy who is actually the next two guys are actually two of my kind of personal favorites.
Okay.
Guys who, especially the next guy, like he always.
Trent Hidland.
I love that guy.
I do too. I don't know anyone that doesn't like him. He's just 4-time All-American for the Wolfpack.
I mean, just
NC State, right?
NC State Wolfpack.
Pat Papalizzi and I think Zach Esposito is the assistant coach there. If not for Aaron Brooks, that kid's a national champ. So,
yes. Oh yeah.
And I think he was a 2-time finalist, 4-time All-American. Just tremendous. He did the announcing. I'm trying to remember it wasn't Fargo.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was the U20s. He did the announcing for one of the big meets along with Shane Sparks. And it was the best. He did a fantastic job. I'm not a fan of Burroughs or Cormier's announcing. Number one, I think they both paid Penn State. They're biased against, but Burroughs, it's tremendous wrestler, great ambassador to the sport. In my humble opinion, he makes it about himself sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to wrestle this guy again, and let's attack his knee, and I get that. So there was a story that he told that I appreciate that he told. And I'm hoping maybe it opened up his heart a little bit, but just to give you an idea, so he says, when Kyle Dake's dad died recently, right before the last Olympics, said I didn't reach out to him.
Yeah.
Because he's my competition, which, I took as a pretty shitty thing, really. So, like,
You guys know each other.
but I think he came to that conclusion as well. I think he came around to that.
Yeah, he did.
When he says that after Burrow's own dad died, one of the first people to reach out to him was Kyle Dake. That tells you a lot about Kyle Dake.
Yeah.
Who I think is tremendous, and I think eventually Penn State's probably going to lose him to a head coaching job somewhere, and it's going to be a tremendous loss because that kid's an incredible ambassador, a tremendous person.
He should be a head coach somewhere.
He should be. I think he will be. He's not done.
He's not done yet, though.
But he's people joke about him being Benjamin Button and aging backwards.
He does kettlebells,
the holistic stuff, and
there's a lot of kettlebells.
There's a lot of kettlebells. You're a guy.
Just saying.
But I hope he has the Olympics in LA. I hope he has one more run. His problem is that he's always been growing. He's the first 4-time national champion at 4 different weights.
Yeah.
And he's growing now. So he's grown out of the 74 where he beat Burroughs to make the team. Yep. Unfortunately, the stupid Olympics cut wrestling. When they added it back, they threw women's wrestling in and they cut the weight class down from 10 to 6.
Which is
so 79 is not an Olympic weight. So he moved all the way up to 86. And in the trials, we'll talk about him in a second. Yeah. Zahid Valencia is big and good. And the run he had is historic. But Kyle Dake's going to have a hard time beating the Zahid in this state. And, what is Sirachi going to be in that weight too? And that's 3 years from now. Where is McElhaney and Ferrari going to be? And Rocco Welsh and Zach Ryder. That's going to be.
It's going to be dogfights.
For USA represent. But let's talk about Trent a little more.
Because
tremendous guy, beast.
Oh my God!
Great ambassador to the sport.
Incredible.
Technical fall, 6-1 over the Georgian, 15-4 over the Azerbaijani, and then a close match in the finals against the Russian.
He was down 8-0.
Yeah, he came over. He was down 8-0, 113-10.
Holy cow! I mean, that's just
man. And there was a challenge that was 8-0. He won it, so it was 9-0.
Yep.
He did the challenge. If he loses the challenge, they award the other guy a point. Match is over.
Yeah.
So he won the challenge, but he was that close to being Tech Falls, come back and won the gold medal.
Insane.
Tremendous.
Insane. It was great with this.
I don't know I want to be on that kid's weight training, but that kid looks good too.
He's always looked good. I've always I liked his brother too. So,
yeah. Hayden, right? Hayden Hidley. I think they said Hidley, right? Is that the way?
Hidley, yeah.
But yeah, he had a tremendous run, and that comeback was
phenomenal.
Awesome.
I was so happy for him. And then we're coming up to a guy that people were doubting, and I did this publicly because I've been following him for a while. Zahid, since his days in Arizona State, and I knew his coach in high school, and
California guy.
And I've been following this cat, and I said, you know what? I'm watching him, and he's getting better and better and better. And then he RTCs. Now he's with David Taylor.
Yep.
And I said, you know what? He's going to win. And people are
if you see him physically, he's a very big person. I don't know how he makes weight because he is tall, long. Yeah. If you saw him wrestling Kyle Dake, they look like there were 3 weight classes.
I know. He looked like dwarf though. And people online were like, oh, no way he's beating Dake. This and that. I go, he's beating him.
Yeah.
I go, he's gonna win.
I think he won the Nationals twice.
Yeah. He took second once. Right?
I think he lost in the semis to Mark Hall.
Oh, he lost.
That was the big challenge there was a challenge for a singlet pull that Penn State won. Yeah. People still complain about that. But Mark Hall probably would have been a 3-time champ if Zahid wasn't in his weight class.
Yeah.
Mark Hall was a tremendous wrestler.
Oh my God.
He only won that 1 year. But Zahid was great, but he was at Arizona State. He had his own personal problems off the mat. Yeah. Was suspended for a while. He's in Oklahoma State now, like you said, with training with David Taylor, and that room is just tremendous too, because he's got Zach Ryder in the room. People underestimate Jimmy Kennedy as a coach. He was assistant coach at Penn State for years. Is David Taylor's brother-in-law, which is why he went with him there. But he's a tremendous coach as well. And he's just. There's been talk of some lifestyle changes and some dedication, and the knock on him was always that first period he was gonna kick your ass, but all you had to do was wait him out, and he was gonna be tired and take a bad shot. Some of that's probably not fair, but like that was the perception.
No, but we saw it, especially in dogfights, he would gas out.
And now it's he's living right. I think he's eating clean. He's not the same person. But his run. I can't recall anyone ever having a run like that.
No.
In 5 matches, he scored 49 points. He gave up 0.
Okay, let's put that in perspective. Okay? You're in the world championships. That's the best in the world. The world, right? You score 49 points on your opponents, and nobody scores a point on you.
Not even a lucky whatever, something.
That's sheer world dominance. I don't care what you say.
Absolutely. That was the...
It's nuts.
And let's see, the people he beat were like one guy, I think the Iranian was a former gold medalist.
Yeah, I mean he beat
him 7-0. That was the only one he didn't technical fall.
That's insane.
Technical superiority, I guess they call it.
Oh my God, that's insane. I mean,
he just looked tremendous. Not the same person he was.
No,
that's the thing we talk about. The rivalries and the recruiting and all that.
Yeah.
What kind of advertisement is that for your program? Look at who he's in our RTC. If you're a 184, 197 pound wrestler, you want to go. Who are you going to be working out with every day?
That guy there. I want
that guy and David Taylor.
Yep.
That's a tremendous notch up for their recruiting, and the kid was tremendous.
Fantastic.
Awesome job.
Yeah. Good, man. So that was kind of wraps that up. But
no, we skipped a couple, not medalists, but we skipped David Carr.
Yeah, okay, he didn't win.
He lost in the bronze medal match, but David Carr, like I said, I think his uncle Jimmy was the last high school guy to make it. David's graduated college.
Yeah,
but
I like him.
Beat Mitchell Messelbrink in the finals 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Where Messelbrink apparently probably thought he was winning on criteria, thought it was tied and going overtime, but he was wrong. But David Carr from the first family of, are the Smiths or the Carrs the first? Flip a coin. Absolutely tremendous. Great coaches. Joe Carr used to coach at Kentucky when they had a program. Nate Carr coached at Iowa State. They just awesome wrestling family. And
I love watching wrestle.
David had a great run. Beat the Bulgarian. Did lose to the Albania. Very close match in the quarterfinal, 7-5. And then he got pulled back into the repertoires. Beat the Mongolian, and then lost 2-2 to the prior Olympic champ for the bronze medal. So it was 2-2 on criteria, and that guy is the Russian UWW prior Olympic gold medalist. So David Carr's right there.
Oh yeah, he's right there. He can win that any day. And honestly, even before, I was thinking, just about any of those guys could win.
Yeah. Now in the U.S. Open, he got beat up pretty badly by Mitch Messelbrink, and he completely reversed that result in the Final X trials.
It's crazy.
Dominated him. So Dave Carr's mind is right and his training is right, and he's looked good. He didn't get a medal, but lost one takedown to the great Albanian, and then 2-2 to the Olympic gold. He's right there.
He's right there. He's right for that, and it's anybody's game.
Yeah. Now the other guy, and this is I'm going to do my bias again. So this PJ Duke, going to be a freshman at Penn State. Is a freshman. So Duke won his first match 11-0.
Yeah.
And then he lost the next match, and he was out because that guy didn't make the final. That guy was last year's gold medalist in the Olympics, and he was up 4-0 at the break on him. Wow. Now he hasn't wrestled one college match yet.
No,
he's just
he just graduated high school. He was doing English papers.
To make the team. He beat Yanni Diakomakala, 4-time national champ, prior world gold. I think Yanni took a silver. Prior world silver medalist.
Yep.
What's that?
Yeah, silver. Yeah.
Yeah, guys. So prior world silver medalist, 4-time NCAA champ. It's funny. Yanni is a very personable guy, and I saw an interview he gave. I think it was with Justin Bash, but he was talking about how like the guy he had to beat, another New Yorker guy was Green, and Green's about like 8 years older than him, and like he had to beat. But then now the guy is about 8 years younger than him. Is behind him is PJ Duke. And he had knocked off Green to finally make the team, and now he's got PJ Duke coming up. And it's funny because he just, he's known PJ Duke forever, and I understand PJ Duke was close with Yanni's little brother, and he trained a lot at Yanni's house when he was young. And Yanni's Yanni. He was 212-1 in high school and 4-time NCAA champ. And you're a kid growing up in New York, and watching this kid and he's going off to Cornell, and that's Yanni. And now he's got to wrestle a guy that he looked up to his whole life to make the team. And he lost the first match pretty handily in the Final X is best of 3. So he lost the first match pretty handily. Then he's close to losing the second match and just comes out of nowhere, starts tossing Yanni, huge comeback. Yep. I think he was down, might have been close to 8-0 or something.
Yeah, he was down there. He was down.
Comes back, wins that, and then the next match he dominates. Pinned him. They say that it's the first time going all the way back through grammar school that Yanni's ever been pinned.
Holy cow.
So I don't know if that's but I've heard that multiple different things.
He's legit set him up and pinned him.
Yes. It was
that wasn't a fluke.
So that's who PJ Duke is. And then, so he lost 11-7, and the last 2 points was a desperation. It was really 9-7, and he's trying at the end there to the Olympic gold medalist from last year. Now that guy got upset, so if he didn't get pulled back into the medal rounds, but I think we're going to see good things from PJ Duke.
Oh yeah.
Whether or not he wrestles this year at Penn State or he redshirts. Kind of hoping for a red shirt because I've been riding with my boy Tyler Kasak, who's
I like that kid too, man. I like that kid.
But we'll see. So, but he does have a red shirt available.
Yeah.
So Kasak does.
Kasak does too. Right?
He could red shirt.
Yeah.
There's some talk that PJ Duke may not be long for the 157 weight class, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So he's I think he's about 30 days older than Bo Bassett, and Bo Bassett's still in high school, so he's he might still have some growing to do.
Yeah, no, he's legit. Like
but that's PJ.
Yeah,
and I think we talked about Jax Forrest, right? Unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Lost in the bronze medal match, 9-8.
Yeah,
lost in the bronze medal.
Very controversial.
Very controversial. Yeah. He's going to be tremendous. And I think the only guy left out so far was Spencer Lee. So, I bust on Spencer Lee a little bit just because, and it's not because of him, it's because of the Iowa fans.
Because of Iowa.
Because, they're coming in 3rd and 4th place in the nationals. But we got Spencer Lee, best wrestler ever, which puts a tremendous amount of pressure on that kid. Unfair to him.
Yes.
And he's a great wrestler, 3-time national champ. Suffered from a lot of injuries that would have ended anybody else's career.
Yep.
But he's just a tough kid, and he's still out there. And he's a nice kid.
Yeah.
And an Olympic silver medalist last year to make the team. He beat out Thomas Gilman, who former Iowa wrestler who went
third in the world
to Penn State Nittany Lion Wrestling Club, won a gold medal in the Worlds a few years back at Penn State. For the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club in the USA. And Spencer Lee looked like he handled them pretty easily in the Final X.
Yeah.
And it looked like Gilman might have been done. He moved to Oklahoma for a year with David Taylor, coached up there. Apparently didn't like it. Heard his wife didn't like it there. Really missed
I
Valley. He's back. Penn State opened him.
Penn State. Yeah.
Welcome back with open arms. He's back.
Yep.
This is one of the other little minor. There were some real allegations up at Happy Valley this summer. Unfortunately, this one was a silly one, but there's reporting requirements when you're in the athlete program. They have to know where you are at all times. And Gilman thought he was done. He was coaching. He wasn't checking in with them. But you want to know where Thomas Gilman is? He's in the Oklahoma State wrestling room. Not hard to find.
Yeah.
But apparently, like they said, they couldn't find him. He missed some, so they gave him a suspension. But from the UWW. I think he'll be back. I think he may make one more run. The Olympics is in LA in 3 years.
Yeah.
It's on US soil, and it's back. And Gilman he was as big a loss to the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club when he left as David. Even Carter Starachi, who's like 60 pounds heavier than him, credits Gilman with really helping him improve. He's a tremendous coach. He's got a unique perspective. He's been in the 3 best programs in the world ever in history. He's been in Iowa's program. He's been in Oklahoma State's program for a year, and he's been at Penn State's program. So he has taken a little bit from everywhere he's been, and but Spencer Lee beat him pretty easily to make the team. But he had a bad showing. He got world silver.
I thought he took a
Olympics
bronze
last year, so that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I thought he took a bronze.
And then this year he beat out Luke Lillendahl for the team. Lillendahl's getting better. Spencer Lee still handled him, but Lillendahl's getting better. And he's, like I said, he's going to compete again. He won the U20s. He's going to compete in the U23s. I expect we're going to see his hand raised a lot in the future.
I think so too.
On the NCAA mats and in the world team.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
I think that's a pretty good. I think did we miss anybody? Real Woods, Valencia, Hilde Schneider, Forrest, David Carr, Spencer Lee. I think we hit them all.
We even hit the girls.
What? Say again?
We even got the girls too. So
we even got the girls in there. Unfortunately, that was easy to do this year. So so it's great. I'm excited about it.
Yep, me too, man.
The rest of the season is going to be interesting. Like you said, Nebraska's good. They got AJ Ferrari transferring in and moving up to heavyweight.
That's interesting.
AJ, he's an interesting character. He's certainly entertaining.
I think he's great for a sport.
Yeah, I like the entertainment value. And he these days says a lot of the right things.
Yep.
But that history is just tough.
I know, but hey, listen, I got to give him credit. He's whatever he's trying. He hasn't gotten any trouble as far as I've seen, and he's and he's trying real hard.
Yeah.
And
the little brother's tremendous. So
God, that kid, I think he's better.
Might be.
I don't know, man. That kid's good.
But heavyweight really cleared out. I think it's one of the weakest weights.
I think it is too.
No, Batista, the Iowa State guy who was hurt last year, he's a Cuban. So he had to, like Ono was doing at Penn State. Now he had to kind of learn folk style. But he's one of the more highly rated guys. He's not a big guy. He was a 97-pounder that moved up. Nick Feldman is top 5 for Ohio State, but despite the fact that he seems to own Jimmy Mullen in their previous matches anyway, he just he hasn't broken through that next level yet. I have a personal bias just based on looks, which is wrong of me. At Penn State's heavyweight, who just took a bronze medal in the U20s.
Yeah, he's small.
One of the Mirasola brothers, but he's moving up to heavyweight, and guys have done it before. Certainly, Anthony Cassar moved up to heavyweight and beat Gabe Stevens twice to win a national title. But like standing next to them, Cassar is a bigger person. Like Mirasola's in the weight room and he's working out and he's like hitting it hard and he's bulking up. But like Cassar is just like longer, lengthier. I stand next to Cassar. I think, that guy's a lot bigger than me. I sit next to Mirasola. I'm like, he's my size. Last time I saw him, I was around 240. I'm a little lower now. And I'm like, I'm bigger than him. So that's my person. Now Penn State only with 10 All-Americans last year, second team ever to do it, only got 6th place at a heavyweight because Kirklovich forfeited out because he was wrestling on a torn ACL when he lost to Hendrickson. But Mirasola can I think on a good day can equal that. I just don't see him, beating Ferrari. I don't see him beating Zidane. Maybe I hope I'm wrong. He wrestled Feldman. I think he got in the dual meet last year because Kirklovich was hurt. I think he got majored. If I'm recalling right.
He got handled.
He's getting better. He's wrestling in that room every day. You know, he's
Yeah, he's getting better.
wrestling with Jake Varner, former Olympic gold medalist, another guy.
Yeah.
You walk into the Nearly Iron Wrestling Club. I've been to a couple of practices. It's just like, look around. It's like, that guy's a gold medalist. That guy's a gold medalist. That guy's a gold medalist. It's just tremendous. So,
Crazy. Yeah.
and they're trying to recreate some of that, you know, over in some of these other clubs. But I think Daniel Dennis is the head coach at the Hawkeye Wrestling Club. So the good wrestler. So good guy apparently. So, but
you know, we're gonna have to do another wrestling talk because I think this is probably my longest podcast ever.
oh, okay. Well, sorry, I ramble.
No, that's all right. No, it's great. No, but I want to do another one, like, because this is
Yeah,
good.
the college season's coming up. We're gonna have
I
the
know.
U23s.
Yeah, I'm pretty psyched.
And like I said, there's 7 Penn State guys, so I'm hoping they do well.
Yeah.
And you know, as far as a recruiting tool, again, like, you know, you have the competition now, and everybody, and that's the name, image, and likeness, the NIL money now. The people can pay people. That there's rules about it, and the rules have changed. And now, like, I don't think anybody knows. I actually have to take, for my law degree, I have to take some continuing legal education. I took an NIL class. I still don't understand it because it changed since I took it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So I don't know if anybody gets it, but you know, they're navigating that, and that makes a difference with where some of these kids end up. They're looking for, you know, it's really more basketball and football has really hurt them because people are just leaving.
Yeah.
But this happened a lot with wrestling too. I mean, look at you know, a bunch of teams have had major transfers. You know, Michigan Mercenaries is the
Michigan Mercenaries.
Michigan had a lot of guys come in. You know, Iowa had, I think, four starters that were transfers.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, Penn State's going to have, you know, technically Mesenbrink is a transfer because he did his redshirt year at Calbat, but they're not really. And then, you know, Rocco Welsh came, and the same with Kirklovich, who's graduated, but Kirklovich did his redshirt year at Ohio State, but when Schneider decided to leave Ohio State and come to Penn State to train, he came with him.
Yeah.
So, because that's why I went to Ohio State. I want to wrestle Kyle Schneider every day,
Right.
which shows you, you know, about those RTCs, how important it is. This kid's like, hey, I have
huge
goals beyond college, and I want to wrestle Kyle Schneider every day. And he's at Ohio State, so I'm going to go to Ohio State. And then Kyle Schneider says, well, you know what? I'm leaving. And guess what? He's like, well, that's what I want to do. So it just shows you the power that those RTCs have.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's huge.
So.
All right, well, hey, again, Paul, always a pleasure to have you on.
Always a pleasure. Good to
And,
see you.
Always.
How long did we do? Don't you have to cut it off or something? Last time we did like 2.
Yeah, no. I have the expanded package now. So
all right. Woohoo.
Yeah, I know.
We did a better job than Flo, right?
Oh, heck yeah. Come on, we're more fun.
I ramble, but they ramble about
I don't know what they talk about.
some totally
it's like random stuff.
off-topic things, what they had for coffee and their shoes a lot. So
they're trying to rep those crappy Nike shoes. But we're a Scrap Life team, you know, because Scrap Life is actually, my product will be on Scrap Life's website this week.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the back.
When's the Back Pain for Dummies coming out?
October 27th it drops.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and
being an old wrestler, I could probably use a good read of that because I'm sitting here right now, like I gotta get up. I can't. My back's killing me. So.
Well, here, you know what I'm sitting on?
A ball.
A physio ball.
That's good. I should do that. But.
Yeah, it's good for the spine. Yeah. All right, brother. And I'll see you soon when I'm in Florida. All right.
Sounds good. I'm actually gonna be up in Jersey next week.
Yeah, no, I'll see you next week. Okay, cool. All right. Strength and honor, baby.
Strength and honor.